Okay, great. My name is Stephanie Den Hollander, and I am the program coordinator with our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program here at Community Futures in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. And we are also joined by our program manager, Susan Bader. She is going to be here kind of helping. We've got a large number of people registered for this session today. January is always this wonderful start to a new year. People are excited. Um, and ready to kind of embark on next steps and big dreams. And so this is such an exciting time, and I love the energy that the new year brings. So I'm excited to learn more from all of you as we go through our session and hear from you about questions. So Susan will be helping to navigate the chat behind the scenes, welcome anyone who is joining us after we get started, and just helping with any questions. We will start our session with a presentation with information about our programs and services and lots of resources for business owners and entrepreneurs and, inspired entrepreneurs. And then we will have time at the end for questions and discussions and just time to connect. So you can feel free to post questions in the chat as I'm going through the presentation, but certainly if you'd like to wait till the end and have some time for discussion and connection with us, we welcome that as well. Okay, and I'll just ask everyone if you're able to, if you're comfortable keeping your video on, that's great. Just maybe mute your audio if you're able so that we don't have any background noise during the presentation. That would be great. Wonderful. So welcome. You're all here today for our presentation about the different business services and resources we have through our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program here at Community Futures in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So I'll just start with a land acknowledgement. I am joining you from Manitoba today. I'm a rural Manitoba girl. I want to acknowledge that I am on the ancestral lands of Treaty 1 territory, traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. I want to acknowledge for those of you joining either in Saskatchewan or elsewhere. I saw some people from different places across Canada as well. You've joined us from your treaty territory, and also acknowledge the traditional homeland of the Métis and honor their contributions. So again, my name is Stephanie, and I'm the program coordinator of our EDP program. So maybe just as I'm going to get started with our PowerPoint slides here, if you want to type into the chat if you're comfortable, let us know where you're joining us from today, where you're from, and maybe what are you most interested in learning about? Why did you register for this session? What brought you here today? What are you most excited to learn about from us? And hopefully we'll provide that information and those answers for you, or we can certainly follow up after the presentation. And we want to support everyone with what their individual needs are and what you're looking for. Wonderful. So I'll just share my screen and we'll jump right in. Okay. So our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program is here to help all entrepreneurs managing a health issue. So we're going to talk a little bit later about what our eligibility criteria are. What do we mean when we say a disability or a health condition? So more to come on that. But just to get started, I love showcasing and celebrating just a few of the entrepreneurs we've supported start and grow amazing businesses across Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So just three ladies to highlight here, entrepreneurs from Saskatchewan. We have Maddie Wiebusch, and she started Good as New Detailing Services out of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. And she is a recent graduate of our Business Builder program, which is a 6-month, really accelerated program to help entrepreneurs with training and additional supports to launch a new business. We've got Michelle Jansen. She owns Signature Cakes and Cookies out of Waldheim, Saskatchewan, and has got amazing treats and goodies to share. And we have Vanessa Savage. She operates Tisdale Florist out of Tisdale in Saskatchewan. And in Manitoba, here are just a few entrepreneurs to showcase. We've got Debbie. He owns Talking Body Laser Aesthetics out of Stonewall, Manitoba. We've got Les up in Flin Flon, Manitoba with Norman Risk Consulting. He's also a recent graduate of our Business Builder program. And Rochelle out of Lac du Bonnet, she owns and operates Stellar Detailing and just launched her new business through support from our Business Builder program. So just a little bit of background and information about Community Futures. It is delivered by 267 independent nonprofits across rural Canada. So some of you here today maybe haven't heard of Community Futures before. So we are across Canada. And our EDP program operates out of 90 offices in rural communities and in 6 urban offices across the country. So in Saskatchewan, there are 13 Community Futures offices. So you can kind of see here on the map, depending on where you live, there is an office regionally that supports each section of the province, and a little bit into Alberta there. And in Manitoba, we have 16 offices. So you can see here on the map, all areas of the province are supported through our Community Futures offices. And each office is a nonprofit organization governed by a volunteer board of directors. So what do we offer in our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities program? We offer one-to-one business consultation. So that's really maybe even just from the early idea stage of a business, or maybe you've got 2 or 3 ideas and you aren't sure, you're trying to figure out what would be the best or the most viable business opportunity for you, but also in consideration of your community and your region and what type of business you want to operate or start. Also, for those who maybe have an existing business or lots of experience as a business owner, but you're wanting to start a new venture or grow your business, and you want to kind of work with our business team and analysts to get some advice, support, and resources. So, very individualized services based on your needs and what you're looking for. We also support people with business plan development. I'll share some of the tools that we offer to kind of make that process a little bit more manageable and not so overwhelming, because it can feel like a daunting task to take that on. But you're not meant to walk this journey alone. That's why we're here. We offer lots of business resources, tools, and training opportunities, and access to repayable loans for viable businesses. So you can apply for a loan up to $150,000 through your regional Community Futures office, as well as we do, partnerships on loans, collaborations with other organizations and developmental national lenders and banks, financial institutions. So depending on what type of capital you might be looking for your business. But it's not required that you are a loan client, of course, to access services. Everyone is eligible for services. So we often get a lot of questions about funding. People are often looking for, loans or grants. So it's helpful to just give a little bit of a brief overview of this. I won't go too much into detail because if you have more specific questions for your situation, you can ask us at the end, type it into the chat, or feel free to connect with me after the session today. And I'm happy to help point you in the right direction and get some answers to your questions. So when you're looking for funding for either business startup, or if you want to grow or expand your business, or maybe you've got kind of a capital project that you want to include in your business operations, you can get funding through traditional lenders. So that would be a bank or a credit union. There are also national lenders. So programs like us here at Community Futures have those, access to loans. There's sort of different criteria in terms of applications and requirements. So it's important to learn what the best fit would be for you. Other national lenders beyond Community Futures, you've got Futurepreneur Canada, Farm Credit Canada, Business Development Bank of Canada, the RISE program through Canadian Mental Health Association. And in Manitoba, we've got some specific programs provincially. There are WeMB, so that is Women Entrepreneurs Manitoba, the Louis Riel Capital Corporation, Manitoba Métis Economic Development Fund, First People Economic Development Fund. And in Saskatchewan's provincial specific programs are WESC, and so that's Women Entrepreneurs Saskatchewan, Clarence Campo Development Fund, SEAF, which is Saskatchewan Indigenous Entrepreneur Enterprise Foundation. So, if you have more questions about loans, let us know. We do very often get questions about grants. And so just so you know, there really aren't a lot of grants available for business startups, right? Or for, for-profit business. There might be, opportunities for different incentive programs or trainings, things like that. So if, you have questions about that and you want to know about some potential resources that you could look into, please connect with us or ask us, about your specific situation, and we'll do our best to find some resources for you. All right. So you're here to learn about the services that we offer to, support the growth of communities and business and economics and opportunities for self-employment. And, there's so much involved in that, and it can feel overwhelming, or you don't really know where to start. So at Community Futures and through our EDP program, we've got lots of resources and support for you. So just a brief overview. Our business supports you work with our Community Futures staff at your local office to plan and launch your business and receive ongoing business aftercare. So we're not just here for people who are starting new businesses. You can always reach out and connect to us with any question that you may have. Or concern, or just looking for tools and tips, or if you don't need a business loan now because you're just starting a small side hustle business, but then 5 years down the road, you want to grow it and things are going really well, and you're looking for a loan to sort of plan for that expansion, then we're here to support you. It's whatever works well for you. And back to that business plan development, we have a great template to help you work through our business plan workbook. Helps you organize all those big, passionate ideas. And that's the fun part of being an entrepreneur and is so exciting, is that the passion for what you want to do and how you want to do it and all of those dreams and vision that you have, bringing it into a formalized business plan so that you've really got structure and this vision of how you can move forward with your business. And some people think, there is a bit of a misconception that you only need a business plan if you're applying for a business loan. Now, that is correct in that if you are applying for a loan either through a bank or through a national developmental lender, you will require a comprehensive business plan in order to apply for that funding. But we recommend it for all business owners and entrepreneurs because it outlines the life of your business, how you may evolve, gives you that guidance and that plan going forward, and it really just helps with that structure. So we do encourage everyone to consider developing a business plan. And depending on what type of business you're starting, some are much more complex than others and can be very straightforward as well and simple. And you can continue to expand on it. It's kind of a living document as your business continues to grow and you continue to grow and learn as an entrepreneur. We've also got a great tool called our startup checklist. So it's a 10-step guide to help you plan to start your business. So what are all the things that you need to do and will help keep you organized and on track to keep that momentum going? We've got lots of great business training. So we have our Build a Better Business program, which is a free 10-module self-directed business training program. What's great about this is it's online, so it's accessible for everyone at all times. As long as we know for in some rural locations, you don't have the greatest internet, but we do have some accommodations that we can offer for that and giving, some alternatives that we can help out with if internet is a barrier. But it's helpful because you can log in at a time that works best for you. So some people are working during the day, so you need flexibility to hop on at 9 o'clock at night and maybe work through a training module and make some notes for yourself and do some business development. Other people, they're wide awake at 2 in the morning and that's their thinking time. And you want to get through and work on some of your business development and work through some of those training modules. So you can really make it work for you and your schedule. You can go through those modules as quickly as time allows, or you can spread it out over as much time as you need. So it really is kind of business 101. So everything from business startup and business planning right through to human resources, branding and marketing, basic bookkeeping skills, which, most of us aren't really that interested in or, have to do the bookkeeping when it comes to a business. So it's a great practical module to help you understand some of those basic bookkeeping functions of starting and growing a business. So, what's great about that program is that you can have that solid foundation so that you're stepping into and embarking on your new entrepreneurial journey, or maybe you already have started a business, or you've got a side hustle or a hobby that you want to grow. And so, you really want to professionalize and have some training in business to help get you started and going in the right direction. So, we highly recommend that program. It's really helpful for everyone. There's each module has a video that you watch, and then there's a manual and a workbook. So in the workbook, you'll take what you've learned, that's presented in a general way in the module, and then you can apply it to your specific business and needs in the workbook. We've got also lots of training opportunities through our Community Futures offices. So all of the offices across both provinces offer lots of different training workshops and programs, oftentimes are free or a very low registration cost. So keep connected to your local office. If you're not sure who, you can ask me after the session, and I'll make sure you're connected to the team locally there. And in our EDP program, we offer individualized support for entrepreneurs who are living with a disability or a health condition. So here's our definition on that. It's just a self-declaration. And why I love that, I've worked my entire career as a counselor and a coach and a disability advocate and accommodations expert. And what I know that, is often one of the biggest barriers for people to access service if you are living with a disability or a health condition is all of the paperwork and the documentation and eligibility criteria that sometimes comes with even just being able to access additional support and resources. So that's what I love about our program. You literally just check a box to say, yes, I'm a rural entrepreneur living with a disability or a health condition, and you have access to our services. And what you share with us is totally what you're comfortable with. And I just encourage people to know that that's through a positive lens. The more you share with us about what your needs are, how you learn, what works best for you, what some of the challenges you're facing or resources that might be helpful for you, the better able we are to provide those individualized supports. And health condition or disability is really defined as could be anything as broad as, right from arthritis, asthma, being a cancer survivor and kind of having some ongoing, challenges or things you need to manage with your health and medications, to living with anxiety, ADHD, having some mobility needs, hearing loss, vision loss, basically anything that you need to manage for your health and your access to life and work and owning a business, whatever that looks like for you, that would qualify for our services. So we do a great job of providing some individualized supports and also connecting you with resources that you may or may not be aware of and connected to that could help you manage your disability or health related needs in order to, break down some of those barriers so that you can embark on your self-employment journey. And entrepreneurship is an incredible option for people who are living with a disability or a health condition or who are neurodiverse, any of those things, because you've got flexibility in your working hours, how many hours a day you work, what type of work you're doing, where you're working. So it can really meet your own needs based on, not fitting into the box of what maybe an employer may or may not be able to accommodate depending on the industry that you are working in or were considering working in or what some of the challenges have been. So it's growing more and more, these opportunities for people to be self-employed and what this looks like, but you're not meant to navigate that alone. There are lots of resources and supports here for you. So we also have our Business Builder program, which I mentioned, where we've been able to support 60 entrepreneurs through a 6-month program of like 16 weeks of training and support and help working one-on-one with their business plans and cash flow projections and other opportunities to connect with entrepreneurs and our team, and have seen great success with that program. So we have been able to open up a few more spots in that program. I will include the link to the application form in a follow-up email after our session today so that you can have a look. And if you're interested and want to learn more, I encourage everyone to submit your application, and then I'll be in touch to learn more about you and your business idea, and then we'll follow up from there. We also have our 750 grant program through our EDP. So every year, April 1st, we get funding to be able to offer grants for either digital marketing or business mentorship opportunities. And so those resources become available, and there's an application process through our websites. And so I'll attach the links for that as well. The funding has been used for this fiscal year. So I do encourage people, if you're considering of that, then April 1st, 2025, we will have those opportunities available again. So this is just the business startup checklist that I mentioned in our tools and resources. I will send the links. These are available on our websites, both the provincial Saskatchewan website and the provincial Manitoba Community Futures websites have the links so you can download the PDFs of each of these. So our startup checklist and our business plan workbook. And this is the information and the links for our Build a Better Business program. So those are those 10 learning modules that I mentioned in that self-directed opportunity. I will include the links here, so don't worry about if you're taking screenshots and jotting down quickly. I'm going to give you guys all of these links in my follow-up email. That way you can log in, and it's a really straightforward process. If you live in Manitoba, you can click this link, create yourself a user account in the training portal, and then you'll be able to jump in and navigate. If you need any help with that, we do have a user guide that would help you with some step-by-step instructions to get you going. So just let me know if you have any glitches or you need some support to get set up in that system. And like I said, we've got lots of events and training that is offered by our various Community Futures offices across both provinces. And so we do have events calendars on both websites. So please, stay in the loop, stay connected that way, check what's coming up, and if there's anything of interest to you that might be relevant for you and your business. And we also have free CRA webinars. So we partner with the CRA liaison officer and offer information sessions about various helpful tax tips when it comes to being a business owner. So coming up on January 28th, there's a session to learn about the disability tax credit, registered disability savings plan, and other, related benefits and credits that you might be eligible for, or maybe someone might be eligible for them and you want to learn more and pass it along. Coming up in February on the 25th, we've got free tax help for your small business. So just kind of learning about all of those business responsibilities, bookkeeping, filing your taxes, and opportunity to learn more about that. In March, we've got free tax help for small businesses. So learning about tax deductions for your business, some common tax errors, save yourself some headaches, potentially, and helpful tools and services that are offered by the CRA that a lot of people aren't aware of. And just some good concepts and best practices when it comes to your bookkeeping. And then more free tax help for your small business in April. So those are offered kind of on an ongoing basis. We offer sessions in the fall and then again through the winter and spring. So stay in the loop. They are through our Eventbrite account as well. So even if you're in Eventbrite, you can have a look at some other upcoming webinars and trainings that we have, same as you registered for this session today, and then go ahead and register for some of these upcoming sessions. So I love this quote. Rachel says, "Don't let your health concerns get in the way of fulfilling your dreams." And that's what it's all about. That's why Susan and I are here working alongside all of our Community Futures teams. That's 29 different offices across both provinces so that we can help you fulfill your dreams and help you see that, you're not alone. You're not meant to try to navigate or feeling stuck by some of the barriers that you may face with regards to your health or disability related need. We are here to support you and to find resources and information so that you can continue moving forward and achieve your self-employment goals. So I always like to kind of share some examples. I mean, you met briefly at the beginning of the presentation some of the entrepreneurs that we've helped, but just to kind of give you an idea, either you're here today for yourself to explore, if we might be a good fit to support you on your entrepreneurial journey, Or you might be here as a service provider or someone who works with people who might be looking to start a new business or offering employment services to people and helping them navigate that. So you're seeing us as maybe as a potential resource, a referral point for clients and people that you're working with. Or maybe you're here just to learn more and you're thinking of, a friend, a neighbor, a family member who this might be the perfect opportunity for. So we like to kind of share some examples. So here is Cassie. She's a creative person. She's got an incredible flair for making TikTok reels and social media posts. She has had some work experiences in school, but she hasn't really held a formal job yet. She's helped a few friends and family members with their business pages, and she's excited to try to develop this into a home-based business and is looking to apply for a loan to purchase some equipment and software programs for her startup. She's ready to develop her formal business plan and officially launch her business by summer of 2025. Here's what I love about this and what you all will too. Self-employment, we're checking the box. Cassie is now creating an innovative opportunity for herself through her own business, doing something she loves. Great impact on the community. More business owners and people, organizations are going to benefit from the services that she has to offer right there in their community. And the positive impact on the economy in her region and her area. So it's a win-win all around. Here we have Tyson. He's a carpenter. He's got 10 years of experience. Running his own business gives him better control of his working hours so that he can manage his health condition. He's ready to expand his business and plans to build a bigger shop with more storage. So community features can help him review his financials, assist with updating his business plan to seek financing, and we're looking at providing assistance on some referrals, so maybe disability health organizations that might assist him so that he can be proactive in maintaining his health and his well-being as top priority even while he grows his business. Self-employment, community impact, and a positive economic impact. So we encourage you to stay connected. We do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So follow us, to see for new opportunities, inspiration, connect with us on our social media. We always encourage that. And so what's next? So as I've mentioned, following our session today, I'm going to send out the link to the recording. It will be uploaded to our YouTube page for those people who weren't able to join us live. But also, if you feel like your wheels are turning and you're thinking about some people who might be interested, either you work with or in your community, your family, friends, you can feel free to forward the recording of this session to them so they can learn more about our services and connect with us that way. So if you are, sometimes because we do have people joining us from, urban centers. So in Manitoba, if you live in Winnipeg, there is EDP Winnipeg available there for you, and they offer services to those who are living and operating their business in Winnipeg. I'll provide this information in the follow-up email as well. There's also Rise Winnipeg, which is offered through Canadian Mental Health Association. So they offer services specific for those who are living with mental health concerns. We also do too, but that's for those who are living in Winnipeg. And then in Regina and Saskatoon, those are considered the urban centers in Saskatchewan. So there are EDP services in both Regina and Saskatoon. So I'll have the link there for you in the email so that if you do live in any of those cities, then you can be connected to the resources and support there. But otherwise, anywhere outside of Winnipeg, Regina, and Saskatoon in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, you are eligible for our services through Community Futures and our EDP program. So you'll all have my contact information and email through sending out the link following your registration today. But here you have it again, as well as Susan's email as our program manager. And then we've got our website, which is edpbusiness.ca, and then both are provincial specific websites for those connections there. So I know that's a lot of information in not that much time, but not to worry. We've got some time now to open it up for questions and answers, and also can follow up following our session today individually. For anyone who wants a phone call or a quick Zoom meeting, just let us know. So I'll kind of check in and see if we've got any questions, Susan, that are still outstanding in the chat or that we want to bring for discussion, or if anyone wants to just jump in and ask their question.
I think we've covered off most of the questions, especially about that people self-declare that they don't have to have a medical. So I think you went over that quite well. And I let everybody know that you will be sending a really thorough follow-up email with lots of links. But I do see that Crystal's got her hand up.
Wonderful. Okay, Crystal, go ahead. You can unmute.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi,
Yes,
Crystal.
thank you. I have a quick question about if someone is on EI for sick, they got diagnosed and now they're on EI for sick benefits. I've heard that EI has a program for entrepreneurs. If you want to start your own business after being on EI, that they will give you a grant or something to start your own business. And is this something you're familiar with? Am I making this up, or is this program no longer existing, or?
Yes, great question, Crystal. You are right. It is called the Self-Employment Program, and that is available to people who are on EI. I would say that if anyone is on EI or may needing like know that you may need to go on EI, that is something that I would ask them directly because they have their process for kind of applying for that. And there's a different time, there is a timeline for when you're eligible, right? So if your EI claim, I believe, has already started, so there's some specific criteria that I'm not 100% familiar with because
Sure.
sometimes that changes, but they do offer some support and incentives for people who are looking to start a self-employment venture.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, just further to that we don't, our services, if someone is on EI, even if you're in the self-employment program, but you're looking for information, you want to connect with your local community futures office because maybe you want to talk about some market demographics in the business that you want to start, you want to learn more, stay connected, and network that way and have resources and access to other training opportunities, you absolutely can connect with us in complement to what you're doing with the self-employment program for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Yvette, you have a question as well. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. I'm wondering about resources for web processing and marketing research. I think I have a great business idea. I just don't know how to market it or get a website started.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I think one of our branding and marketing module in the Build a Better Business program might give you some good insights as well. I know that when it comes to some marketing and some demographic data, that the World Trade Center can be a great place to get some of that data and information if you're kind of looking for that marketing plan. I don't know, Susan might have some insight to go a little bit deeper onto that or explain that better than I can.
Did you say the world, I'm sorry, what center?
The World Trade Center, Winnipeg. Are you in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or where are you located
I'm in
exactly?
Manitoba, Portage Prairie.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah,
like definitely our local community futures office can help you. So we do have like right in Portage la Prairie is the Community Futures Heartland office. It's just next to the Royal Bank. So it's in the building right next to it, and you'll see the Community Futures logo. So you could talk to the staff there. They can help you find that demographic information. They may have some of that information. World Trade Center might be a place, just like Stephanie said, that they might refer you to, but you can also call there yourself, and they have a certain amount of demographic information they'll give you for free, and sometimes there's a small charge beyond that. Um, and in Saskatchewan, it would be the Saskatchewan Startup Institute would be comparable. The other thing is that we run training all the time. And lots of those training is around marketing. So feel free to check out our training event calendars. There's always things coming up. And our local community futures office, a lot of them have e-newsletters, so you could sign up and then they could send you the most, recent e-newsletter about all the training that's coming up. And most of our training is primarily free or low cost. And a lot of it's delivered online, so you can access it at the time, or you can ask for a recording if you can't access it there. So those would be some of the other pieces that I would suggest there. Stephanie, I'm going to jump into one of the questions here. I'm going to take Sherry's question, and then I'm hoping you can take the other question about the process. So I'm just going to talk about the networking and give you a chance to read that one. In terms of networking, there's lots of different networking events. For sure, a really good source is your local chamber of commerce or business association. So trying to connect with those folks. There's also Facebook groups, you might be able to tap into. LinkedIn is a great place to network and it's free. So you could go on to LinkedIn, set up your profile as a business owner or as a professional, and then start to grow your network there and see what's available. And just try to find the people in your community that can provide that knowledge. And sometimes it's right in your community, sometimes it's further afield, sometimes it's international. But try to continue to build, looking for the attributes that you need. And the other place that I would talk to is WeMB, so that's Women Enterprise of Manitoba. They've been offering some different events about networking, and a lot of them have been online. And they also offer a monthly business breakfast. So it is in Winnipeg, so it is harder for people to travel, but it is a place they usually have about 100 women business owners there, so another place to network. Similarly, in Saskatchewan West, so Women Enterprise and Entrepreneurs of Saskatchewan, they also have events in the evenings and that you can attend. So it's just trying to figure out what network you want, right? So the chamber is always a great place to start and then build out from there. But like I say, because we're in rural, you can always, find groups online, those kinds of things. You can also look under meetups. So that's another organization that provides opportunities for people to get together. And sometimes there are some business focused ones on there. So some ideas to start with. So
Great. Thanks, Susan, and good question. Yeah, it's always that balance, Sherry, of finding opportunities to connect with people rurally, right? And I'm an in-person kind of gal. Like this is wonderful, but it's my preference to be live and in person with people as much as possible. But sometimes that's a challenge. We've also started because that is something that a lot of entrepreneurs that we work with are looking for, that connection and sense of community as entrepreneurs. So we have started offering smaller networking groups that we're looking to grow over time. So bringing people together, once every couple of months for a couple of hours online, kind of having discussion prompts and sharing resources with each other, just for that place of community and connection. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop as those things evolve. So Brianne, you had a question about how does the process work to get help? So because we do have a lot of people here today too, and in follow up for the email. So if you're interested in, applying for our business builder program or something specifically, you can submit your application through the link that I'll send in the follow up email. But if you're just looking to kind of connect and chat about your situation, please reply to my email. Let me know kind of where you live, where you're from, a little bit about you, and then we'll set a time to either connect via phone or Zoom, or even just back and forth via email or texting, whatever works well for you. And then I can help you with some next steps on based on what you're looking for. Yeah, so just connect in that way, and that will get the ball rolling. Wonderful. Perfect. I see a few people will reach out to that email looking at some one-on-one connection. And that's what it's all about. That's the greatest part of these opportunities, is bringing people together, connecting you with us. And I look forward to, learning more about each and every one of you as you reach out to me and give you that time to learn more about you, tell you more about specifically how we can support you, and maybe some other ideas I have for other resources or things that I might be aware of to just explore with you and walk alongside you on your journey. So are there any other questions or points of discussion today, comments? Okay, wonderful. So yeah, lots of information. There's going to be lots of information in the email coming your way, but not to worry. Just let me know any questions you have or you want to set that one-on-one connection, and we'll go from there. So thanks so much for your time, for joining us today, and please feel free if you're inspired by what you learned today, but you're also thinking about other people you know who might be interested, and this could be a great opportunity for them. Please share with them as well. So. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So it takes a little bit of time for me to upload the recording so I can have that link for you. And so you can watch for that email within the next hour or so. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You as well.
Thank you.